The FBI agreeing to pay more than $22 million to settle a class action lawsuit from 34 women. The suit alleges female recruits were singled out for dismissal in training and routinely harassed by instructors. The suit said these women faced sexually charged comments about their breast size, false allegations of infidelity, and the need to take birth control to, quote, control their moods. Many of the allegations were confirmed in a 2022 internal watchdog report. This would rank among the biggest sexual misconduct settlements in the history of the Bureau. The payout still subject to approval by a federal judge. The attorney for the 34 women releasing a statement saying that these problems are pervasive within the FBI and the attitudes that created them were learned at the academy. This case will make important major changes in these attitudes. Joining me now is Tracy Walder, former CIA officer and FBI special agent, and our NewsNation national security analyst. Tracy, you were not part of this lawsuit, but I know this is very personal for you and you do have ties to it. Walk me through your reaction.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Marni. I think vindication is probably how I feel. I actually first met the women involved in this lawsuit back in 2019. And it was when I was actually writing my book. And I wasn't going to put in my book, I don't want to get emotional, that I ever worked at the FBI. And part of it was because I had been so severely sexually harassed. It was really difficult to talk about, and I felt like a failure. And though I wasn't part of their lawsuit because I did graduate from the academy, I felt that putting that information in my book, which I do detail, was a way to sort of help get that out.
Why were you hesitant to make that connection and to be more open then, as open as you're being now?
That's a good question, Marni. I think that I came from the CIA to the FBI, and at CIA I had served multiple tours overseas, was the only woman many times in many situations, was in war zones, and I had never experienced harassment. There's not to say it doesn't occur, it just hadn't occurred to me. And I think that at the FBI, when that occurred and how it was couched to me, was this sense of failure. And I didn't know anyone else who had gone through it. And so I felt that it was my fault. And I didn't want to put that in my book because I didn't want women to see, I know this sounds so strange, I'm sorry to get emotional, that I had actually failed at something. But I've realized now that I didn't fail, they failed me.
And when you talk about changing attitudes, and I just read that statement from the attorney, where do you believe we are in the process of that change? And have we yet to come on the other side of it?
I hope that we're in a better situation. When I tried to report my harassment, the solution was to move me to an office 3 hours away and not pay my moving fees until it had been resolved, and then to promote the individual who had done it. They have allowed some of the individuals who I know are involved in this lawsuit to retire with full benefits, and I don't think they should have been allowed to. I know one of the things they're establishing is a 24-hour tip line for this kind of behavior. But what I do think needs to change is that the awareness around reporting it and the bullying that occurs in terms of reporting it, that's what ultimately needs to change.
And as some of these women have shared their stories with you, what has stood out to you about the similarities in your experience and theirs and how they're doing now?
I think the saddest part of all of this is some of these women, all of these women, quite frankly, are incredible, with incredible backgrounds. And the FBI has lost that talent because obviously these women, and rightly so, have pursued careers elsewhere. I mean, the sole reason that I left the FBI was because of sexual harassment. That is the reason. I've never said that before. And so I think they had this, I guess, talent drain, if you will, and they have to recover from that.
How high up, Tracy, do you believe accountability should go based on your experience and the experience of these women and this major suit?
I think it needs to go all the way up. You know, change, in my opinion, doesn't always start at the top. It does start at the bottom. But the reality is no director at the FBI has really come out and acknowledged and taken responsibility for this behavior. And that, in my opinion, speaks volumes, particularly in an organization where that kind of leadership and people are encouraged to follow it are important.
Thank you, Tracy, for sharing your story, for being candid, as difficult as it may be, and never apologize for getting emotional. It's an emotional topic, and you earned a right to speak about it and to help others through it as you have. So thank you for being a voice. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.